because I tried to like fix it instead of refilming it for like another, 45 minutes. I just went and tried to like replace the plug that it plugs into the computer with, and I tried to find the other plug at Staples. They didn't have it, so instead of like run around to Walmart or whatever and run around anymore and delay filming this video anymore, I figured I would just use this little guy. So this is the microphone that I used in my ASMR in Target video, and hopefully I will get my Blue Yeti fixed, but I'm going to be using this mic for this video at least, if not Wednesday's video as well. And then my Patreon video that I'm going to film right after this. If you're curious, the Patreon video I'm about to do is like an update on my house. It's not fully done, but there's a lot more going on since the first video I did, the empty house tour on this channel. So if you're interested in seeing that, it will be up on Patreon soon. Okay guys, so we're gonna do a girl talk video today. I feel like a newscaster holding this microphone. We're gonna do a girl talk video. If you're new to these, I'm answering your questions. This is my girl talk series where we talk about girl stuff, whatever it is. Anxiety, periods, sex, insecurities, relationships, whatever. What I usually do is have you guys comment, like I'll do a community page post, have you guys comment what you would like, what questions you'd like me to ask, and then I choose the most thumbed up questions. I noticed that a lot of them are the same, so I'm gonna go half and half between doing the ones that are thumbed up and then just doing the ones that are new, because I don't want to be like repetitive and say the same. Sorry, I'm like trying to get my hair right. And say the same questions in like every single girl talk video. So I was supposed to do this video with Lily when she was here visiting me, and it just didn't end up happening because we filmed different videos. So I'm gonna just do it on my own. Alright, so the first one, how to stop comparing yourself to photoshopped selfies of celebrities. Sometimes it's really hard not to, as the first thought that crosses my mind is, I wish I looked like that. So, I think it's definitely easy to get caught up in the way that celebrities and influencers look, especially on their Instagram. I think the like cookie cutter answer here is that, what we've heard before, right? That you have to know that they are like photoshopping their pictures. They're only choosing to show you, 1% of their life when they look really hot in that bikini. And I'm sure there's a reel of 100 other pictures that you didn't get to see that are not as cute or don't hit the right angle. Trust me guys, whenever I post something on Instagram even, and like I'm not a celebrity, obviously, like who do I think I am? But I take like, I don't know, it could be 10, 15, 20, it could be 50, it could be 70 photos. And I take the best one, and everyone touches up their photos. So just number one, remember that. Number two, yes, these people Photoshop their stuff or whatever, but I don't like the answer that, it's all Photoshop. No, okay, guys, some people are actually just really fucking hot. Like, they just are. Guys, girls, whatever. But most people, I hear my neighbor, I hear the baby, I hope you guys can hear. Most people are like normal looking people. So we can get really focused on Instagram. We're scrolling through our feeds. We're not following people. Like we follow people that are pretty and hot and whatever. We can get inspired by them, but we're not following just normal strangers. But like all you have to do, I don't know if this is like rude or weird, but like go outside, go to the grocery store, go to Walmart, go to the mall, go anywhere and like look around, and you'll see that like everyone looks normal, and chances are of the world. You're never gonna win that battle. Okay. Let's see. I try not to like look too much at these before I do the video. Like here's one that has a lot of thumbs up that's like how not to care what others think, but I feel like I've answered that a lot. Okay, here's one. Is it cool to hang out with guy friends when you're in a relationship? So, I think that this question there's no like simplistic yes or no. I mean, the most simplistic, is it okay to have guy friends when you're in a relationship and hang out with them? Of course, yeah. I mean, I hope your boyfriend is not like a total possessive sociopath that he's like, you literally cannot ever have guy friends. Like, you have guy friends that you most likely met and knew and were friends with before you started dating him. That being said, I think it depends on like the like dynamic of your relationship. Even though there is like trust, there should always be trust, but some guys are a little more like old school and traditional and like a little more easily like jealous than others. So you have to kind of, number one, have like, as long as like it's an mutual agreement with your partner, like you should not be like going to dinner like with your other guy friends, you know, the way that you would if when you were single, and hang out with them like alone. Like I would never like hang out with a guy alone. There's maybe like a couple guys that like my boyfriend knows for sure, like there's nothing there, there never will be, there never was, and like we're very close and like go really far back, but like I'm not like hanging out with a guy by myself. I don't think that's appropriate. So I think it just depends situation to situation. I think for the most part, yeah, it's okay to have guy friends and hang out with them. I don't think it's okay to be like texting, and this goes for the other way too. Like I would not be okay with Tony hanging out with a girl by himself. It's just, there wouldn't be a scenario that I would be cool with that. I wouldn't be cool with him texting girls, like having casual conversations with girls. He's also not like that. Like he's not like super outgoing and like talkative and texting and stuff. So for him to do that, it would be like out of character. You just have to like figure out what you're okay with your partner doing, and vice versa, and kind of like match each other's energy so that nobody's bitter and upset. Alright, here's an interesting one. How to deal with misogyny at school / college / in the workplace. Oh, this one makes my blood boil. Contrary to what some men and people say, there is 100% misogyny and sexism and whatnot that goes on in institutions like, you know, your office, your school, whatever. How to deal with it? I mean, it's gonna, number one, it's just gonna take like years for it to just completely go away. But you personally, I think it's really just about like not accepting that shit, standing your ground as a woman, standing up for yourself when you should, when necessary, in a way that a man would. But it sucks because, men get like labeled in business and stuff as like movers and shakers and like, business minded and whatever, and women will get looked at as like a bitch or, like too emotional or whatever. It was so funny to me. I forget the name of this comedian, but he has like a late show. He's like a tall, skinny guy, whatever, and he was at a Trump rally and asking questions to like the people that were there supporting Trump at the rally, and it's like a comedy thing because their answers don't make any sense and are funny and contradictory and whatever. And he asked one woman, he was like, I don't know, it was something about like, oh, you don't think the world's ready for a woman president? And she was like, no, like, and this made me so mad because she's a woman that said this. Like, are you kidding? Like, I don't claim you. Like, go be a man then if you don't have faith in your own frickin' gender. Like that, like, we have to stick together. But she goes, yeah, women, like, could get really emotional here's a funny one. How to deal with a boy's controlling mother. I'm having some trouble. So Tony's mom, who like at this point is basically my mother-in-law, is great. We get along so well, for the most part. But she is a very like I don't know, like like a kind of like aggressive like personality, whatever. And we've definitely butted heads before. And like at this point, like I'm the type of person that always sticks up for myself regardless. But like I stick up for myself when needed. But here's the thing that my mom told me, and it's so true. And Tony's mom could be watching this, so she is I. But my mom told me, she's like, I think my mom told me this. She's like, you're never gonna be able to like be better or get in between a mom and her kid. Like, you're not gonna like win that fight because it's someone's mother. So your boyfriend, your husband, whatever, should definitely stick up for you like when needed, when it's like actually like outright warranted. But other than that, you kind of just have to like respect them, like smile, you know, be nice, and then like go live your life and like do whatever you want. And just if it's really like you guys are really having issues and she's so controlling, like it depends on the situation. Like you might need to stand up and for yourself and step in and be like, this is my life. Like your son is like an adult. Like you need to just chill. You know, sometimes mothers have a hard time of like letting go of that with their sons for whatever reason. But you just have to make sure, like, don't talk shit about like your boyfriend's mom to him or something, or like really get into it and like start hating each other. Like always keep that level of respect because it is his mom. That's important, and you're not gonna like win against her. He's not gonna like choose you over his mom. He like shouldn't have to do that, right? So all right. How to get over an abrupt breakup. I feel like I've talked about that a while. Okay, here's one. Have you ever been on and off with someone? If so, do you think it could work, or is it usually just a toxic situation? So, I would say usually being on and off with somebody is a toxic situation. And I will say that because that's literally like what me and Tony used to do in high school and in college and stuff. We had like such a tumultuous relationship. We always still like fight and butt heads, but like obviously we've grown up since we're 18. But yeah, our relationship was for sure toxic. At that time when we were on and off, it's like if you keep breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together, I feel like you're kind of answering your own question, like why does that happen? Keep happening? It's happening for a reason. But then I guess playing devil's advocate, it's like, okay, why do you keep getting back together? Like you're getting back together for a reason. But yeah, I guess you have to decide if your situation, you know, is toxic or whatever. Decide, why do you keep breaking up? Make that list, write it down, be honest with yourself, okay? Because only you can you have those answers. Nobody can tell you. Why do you keep getting back together? Okay, write those down and be honest with yourself. Are you lonely? Are you codependent? Or do you just have this burning love for each other that you just can't let go? Like, which is it? So I think that kind of depends. People can change, but like only if they want to, and like they really don't often. So I think you have to look at the big picture, decide why you guys keep breaking up, why you keep getting back together, and also to like decide at this point like that you've had enough and what you're gonna do. You're either gonna be together and you're not gonna like cry wolf and break up. If you have an issue, you're gonna fight it out. Maybe don't talk to each other for a day and then figure it out. Or you're gonna break up, and if you miss him in a week and you're drunk and it's 3 a.m., you're not gonna call him, you commit. But only you can do that. No one, no friend, no mom, not me, can give you advice graduate because college is disgustingly overpriced. I know for me, I want to say like 6 months to a year or 3 months. It was some time period before I, just want to make sure it's still recording, before I had to start paying back my loans. So I would say financial tips for post-college. Number one, like live at home for a little while. You just lived at school with your friends, probably, unless you commuted, and in dorm and stuff. Like, live home for like a year. I mean, I know there's situations where some people like have to get out or they don't have that option, but if you do have the option, take advantage of it. If your parents are like, I'm not footing the bill for you, I'll be like, can I pay you some rent? Like $400, $500, like whatever. That like it would be way too cheap for like an apartment to cost that, but like whatever. Save your money. Get a job. Try to get a job. It's difficult. But I mean, just really stack your bread and get ready to pay your student loans, because like I've said many times, I know friends that have student loans for like $900 a month, which is like, oh, God, mine are not that high, but just think about that, because you probably didn't think about your loans all through college, which most of us don't, and just know that they're coming, they're not avoidable, and you just need to start piling money into a bank account so that you're ready to pay for them. I personally, the way that my loans were, I had like a bunch of small little loans. Like one was for like $2,000, one was for like $7,000, and like they all had different interest rates. I think the highest interest rate was like 5%, because student loans have low interest rates, government loans, and then the lowest one was like 2%, whatever. So what I would do is I would save. Like I said, a bunch of little ones. I would save up my money until I had like $2,000, $3,000, and then I would pay one of those little loans, right? Like there was a bunch of little loans that comprised the big one, and I would pay the ones that had the highest interest rates and that were like easy for me to pay off completely. And as I did that, my payments, so see if you can do that. It's likely the case. You'll get like a login, look around on the website. But so, when I first started paying back my loans, I had a total of $27,000 in loans, because I went to a and this is like cheap in terms of student loans, because I went to a less expensive school. I did not live there, and my mom, I think, gave me $20,000. Like, that's what she was able to save up throughout my life to give me for college. So, thanks, Mom. Shout out. Thanks for the 20K. But so, what was I just saying? Okay, so yeah, so I had 27,000 total, in like maybe 9 loans, and I paid off one at a time by, like I said, by the interest rate, because the higher the interest rate ones are more priority, and like the ones that are easy to pay the whole thing. Like I never paid the $7,000 when there was never a time I could save $7,000. And I'd pay that off, and then my monthly payment would go down. Okay, so my original monthly payment was like $265, and at the time I'm like 21. I was like, oh my god, like I thought that was so much. It's like really not. And now, because then I would pay off a $2,000 loan, and my monthly bill would go down to like $220 or something, whatever. Like, so each time I paid one off, the higher that it was, the more it would lower my monthly bill, which can be really helpful. Since that can be stressful. So now, after paying off, now I only have like $2,000 total left since I graduated like 4 years ago. While I was living at home, I really threw my money at my student loans, like paid a lot extra. I've stopped doing that for the most part now, because I'm like, I don't have extra money with like my house and everything that I'm furnishing, but my payments now are $50. business aspect of YouTube. So I think it's just a matter of constantly checking in with yourself as needed, to remind yourself that you are where you are because of, again, your hard work and your passion and who you are. You're not like living your whole life on luck. So just fake it till you make it, and keep just kind of reassuring yourself. Talk to family members, talk to friends, and like let them know you're feeling this way, and they'll gas you up. Be like, okay, you literally have a degree in bioengineering, and you're doing this, and you're getting up. Like, there's people that for it's like a success to even like get up in the morning. So like, acknowledge your successes, no matter how small, as successes, and own them. Okay. Okay. I'm a virgin, but I'm ready to take it further with the person that I'm with. I'm just not comfortable in my own skin, and I'm afraid I'll be able to sense that / not like me. I'm on the slightly bigger side, which is why I'm so self-conscious. Any tips / advice? Okay, so, number one, I think you're probably, obviously you're nervous because you're a virgin or whatever, but girl, you said the person that I'm with, you're with this man already, you're with your boyfriend. He knows what you look like, and he chose to be with you and date you, and I'm sure wants to jump your bones, and I'm sure your looks are a huge piece of that. And guess what, guys? No matter what size you are, what shape you are, what you're self-conscious about, if your boobs are sagging to the floor, if you are, if you've got hairy legs and a hairy back and whatever, what is the most sexy to a guy or to anyone is confidence, okay? Confidence. So I would suggest getting like naked, looking at yourself in the mirror, feeling yourself, kind of, I don't know, like practice just feeling comfortable. Just walk around your apartment naked all day and just like own it. Like, do you know what I mean? You just have to understand that like everyone has insecurities and things going on with their body that they don't like, but just be confident. Just act as though you are the sexiest woman in the world when you are, having sex with your boyfriend. I guarantee you he's a man. He's not looking at like the little rolls that like you have or like whatever. Like, they don't care. He is probably young. Maybe he's a virgin too. He's probably so excited to have sex with you. Trust me, he's gonna think you look hot and amazing. And if it helps you to like, I don't know, wear some lingerie decision at anything life related. I know mistakes are part of learning and growing, but I can't handle other people's opinions about me. Help. So I can definitely understand this and relate to this. I can often feel like cringy or whatever about mistakes I've made or things that I've done. I will never forget, like, I lost my phone, my work phone. Okay, so my first job when I was like 22, I had a work phone. I first, like, dropped the phone and smashed the screen, and I had to, like, go to the CEO and, like, request, and this was, like, the day that I got the phone, and I had to request from the CEO that I could, like, go and put it on my company card or whatever to fix it. And he said yes, but I was, like, super embarrassed. Then, like, a week later, I went to Disney World for work, which was, like, so much fun. It was the best work trip. Go to Disney World for work, bring the phone, and because I made a mistake, like, this was one of my first work trips, like, I was excited by the travel and whatever, and, like, people drink and party, like, that's what happens, like, on work trips, after the long day. So I was, like, drinking and stuff with some people that I was there, like, working with at Disney World at, like, the bars, and I drank too much, and I guess I put my phone down, and I lost it, like, a week later. And I remember looking through the entire, like, looking, trying to find it. I couldn't find it. I felt so stupid. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna think I'm an idiot. Like, oh, I can't even believe this. Like, just, I feel like sometimes that happens, right? Like, you do things and you feel just like shit. Trust me, guys. And there's things that, yeah, I have more stories where that came from that I can tell you down the line. But you just have to, number one, I think it takes time. I think when you have, like, a cringe moment for yourself, you're gonna feel like shit for, like, a day. Like, it's just natural, depending on, like, the level of what you've actually done. So let yourself feel it. Let yourself be embarrassed for, like, a day. After that day is over and you've slept and you're, like, rested, become a new woman. Let it go. Everyone, like we said, everyone makes mistakes. But the other thing is, think about how focused you are on your own mistakes, right? That's how everybody else is. No one is so focused on your mistakes. People are selfish. People only care about themselves. They're thinking about their lives, their scenarios, how things are affecting them. They don't care that, like, you have a job and, like, worked at a job that, like, you don't like, or, like, I literally just, like, had a choking fit. They don't care about that. They care about their own stuff. They care about, I have to get an oil change on my car and pick the baby up from school, and like, people are consumed with their own lives. They don't have time to worry about their own lives and yours. Like, I'm sure you're not worried about other people's stuff. So you just have to remember that not everyone is thinking about your problems and scenarios in your life the way you are. If they're thinking about them, it's like a 10th of the amount that you are, and it's also a 10th of the time. Maybe something embarrassing happened to you, right? Like, on a Saturday, I sometimes wake up and feel like a dumbass for what I did, like, drunk the night before, and literally I'm embarrassed for, like, one day, and then as soon as the week begins, like, and then let alone, like, next weekend, that's it. Your drama, your mistakes, it's old news. There's new drama, new mistakes. Like, people's attention spans are not that long, so they're gonna head to the next drama. And last thing, if anyone is that concerned about what you've done and mistakes you've made and making you feel like shit about it, rethink if that person should